Hey everybody, it's Anjalina again with Morley Rituals, and this is part 3 of our 4-part spice series, okay, with me. And I want to make something for you which is a great way to start your day, okay? We all love a good hearty breakfast, especially now while we're approaching autumn and winter. This is something that I'm sure you will enjoy very, very much. And as you know, Ayurveda says that in the morning we need to eat things that are unctuous, that are soft, that are easily digestible, okay? So we're gonna do some overnight oats, but with a little twist. So you have your golden milk, right? You know about golden milk. It's that beautiful, calming, warming milk with turmeric and spices, okay? So we're going to do a golden milk overnight oats, okay? So let me guide you through the ingredients that I have today. Very similar ingredients to our spiced milk, so we don't have to go too far away from things at the moment. Everything is accessible. We have everything in our store covered already. So I'm just going to show you a few of the things that we have. First of all, we've got our oats in here, and I've got some mixed seeds in there as well, okay? So I've got half a cup of oats plus a couple of tablespoons of mixed seeds. Then we have our milk, so another important component. In this case, I've got almond milk because almond milk is a lot lighter. We don't need to put oat milk in there because that will just be too heavy. Never use soya milk, it's processed. You don't want to use something that's unnatural. Ideally, if you can make your own nut milk, that would be great. Or just get something that's organic, that's really, really good quality, okay? Then what else do we have? So I'm going to show you some of the spices. So in here I've got some cinnamon and some ginger powder, okay? Then we have some crushed cardamom pods, okay? And of course, because it's golden milk, we have some lovely turmeric powder, okay? Now along with that, I like to add a little bit of coconut sugar. You can use jaggery, you can use maple syrup, whatever you have that's a sweetener in its purest form, natural sweeteners of course. And I like to add a touch of salt to my sweet because I just feel that that brings out the flavor of the sweetness as well. So just a little pinch of Himalayan salt that I have over here, as you can see. And a dash of vanilla essence. You don't have to add this. I love the taste of vanilla in the morning. It reminds me of pancakes. So for me, that's something that I enjoy. So just a dash and that's completely fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because this is overnight oats, we've got to prepare this the night before. So a great thing to do would be to have all your ingredients ready. Now, what I do is simply, I get a clean jar that I've washed and sterilized. Great way to store your stuff, okay? So I just basically put everything in. So what we do is we start with, actually I'm gonna start with the milk first. Let's pour the milk in there. So we just pour the milk in there. Okay. Now remember that it's easier to mix everything together if it's all at room temperature. So I've got my milk in there. Now, a very important factor of this is I've got some ghee in here, which I have nicely warmed. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our spices in the ghee, mix them up together. So let me try to give you a closer version of that. I'm going to put it over here so you can see properly. So I'm putting the turmeric in there, along with the cinnamon and the ginger powder. So that goes in there too. Now, of course, quantities are things that you can adapt and change. I have about a teaspoon each of everything here. But, you know, do it to your liking, as per your liking. And now what we do is we just give that a little bit of a mix, a little bit of a stir. Okay, so that's nice and it comes together quite well. Okay. Now, the thing that we need to understand is that you might be a little bit afraid to add ghee to your breakfast in the morning, but let me tell you that we need that amount of ghee to start our day with. It's a great, how do we call it in Ayurveda? We say anupanna. So it's a great carrier of spices into our body. So what's amazing here is that you've got all your lovely spices there. with the ghee, and that means that we are assured that the ghee will carry the spices into our tissues deep down and get there and be absorbed into our system really, really well, together with our amazing milk. So we've got 2 carriers here for the spices. So that goes in there. Now you'll see that it comes apart a little bit. It doesn't dissolve right away. That's completely okay, because essentially like the fat and the milk will separate. But as we mix in the oats, it will all come together. So don't be alarmed if you see little bits and pieces. It will actually all come together really, really nicely. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to add our oats in there. So I've got the oats with some mixed seeds. You can choose any combination of seeds that you like. You can even put some raisins, but if you do put the raisins in there, make sure that you soak the raisins overnight. That's a very important step. And another thing I'll show you later as well, that I add to this to give it a little more, to give us a little more boost and to boost our ojas also. It's good for our immunity. So to start the day with all these immunity boosting things is really, really wonderful. So now all I do is I give that a bit of a mix in there. Okay, super, super easy, super simple. And because I know that I want that sweet factor as well, I'm gonna add in my coconut sugar now itself. So the coconut sugar goes in too. And we just give that a little bit of a stir. Make sure it's all nicely combined in there. And if it's not, because we have it in our wonderful jar, basically, all we need to do now is give it a bit of a shake. And it's fantastic. These jars are really, really good. They're really useful, especially if you want to have a couple of these on the go. So you just have to give that a shake. That's it. And let that sit in the fridge overnight, and then you're done. This can even sit in the fridge for up to 3 days. Couple of days I would recommend. 3, maybe a little bit too much. And in Ayurveda, we say the things shouldn't really sit for too long because they lose their prana, their energy, the essential energies, right? So for me, overnight oats is just 1 night overnight. But if you really need to prepare a couple of things in advance, let's face it, we're all very hurried. We have a lot going on, so that's completely okay. All right, so that's gonna go in the fridge. And all you need to do the next day is take out the one that you made the night before. So I made this last night. It sat nicely in the fridge, and all we need to do is warm that up. So it's just got that lovely sense of warmth. So I've got a little pot here, and essentially we just need to put that in. Into the pot it goes. And just to warm it through, it doesn't take any time at all. As you warm it, it will get thicker. So what we want is that lovely thick consistency, something warm, something creamy in the morning. Now, of course, oats in general, in their dry form, are really, really beneficial for kapha. Kapha needs that dryness, it needs something like that because, you know, we are quite heavy, earthy, you know, we already have that unctuous quality, that liquid quality, right? So this wouldn't be ideal for kapha every day of the week, but I believe that sometimes you've got to treat yourself, and if you've had a great exercise morning and you've done your yoga or you've done some exercise, this is a really lovely treat for us kaphas as well. So I think that that's fine. It's great for vata, it's very cooling for pitta as well. So I think this is something for me that could work for everyone. So all we need to do is now, we just stir that for a few minutes. And if you can see, you want to get a close up in there, you'll see all the beautiful, beautiful spices. And it's really done in no time. So we just heat that through. And I'm going to get a bowl so that we can serve our lovely porridge in this bowl. And what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna add my dash of salt in there and a little dash of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract always. That's it, not much, just a dash is completely okay. So we just stir that through till that's nice and warm. And you know, this is enough for one person. This could be great for one. If you want to share it with somebody, you can share it and serve them in little pots as well. It can be for 2 people, depending on how hungry you are. Obviously, we shouldn't overdo it in the morning. Our main meal of the day needs to be at lunchtime. So we should try to have a lighter breakfast. But if it's something like this that's soft and easy to digest, then you're completely good to go. That's fine. So we just have to stir that through. It smells so delicious already. And you know, even if you're traveling for the day and you need something, and you know, you need something to just perk you up on the way, just carry this with you and you can take it with you on the train or wherever you're going. And it's a wonderful breakfast that we shouldn't really be eating things on the go, essentially. But you know, our lifestyles are so different now that we tend to have to do that. So this is a good thing to carry with you. So you can keep stirring that, and you'll notice now that it's gotten a lot thicker. If you come close, you can see the consistency is a proper porridge consistency now. So that's the way I like it. And as you leave it to stand, it will thicken upon sitting for a while. So I like to turn the heat off at this point. And basically, that's it. It's done. It's nice and warm. And I like to serve it in my favorite bowl. And that's our beautiful golden milk overnight oats. So delicious, so warming, so comforting, especially for when autumn comes around and it's back to school, back to work. And that's pretty much all we need, is something to just give us a lovely hug in a bowl. And one thing that I like to add to this are all important peeled almonds. So you can just put these on the dish. You can have them separately, you can have them in the porridge. I like to include them as a topping for my porridge. And that's pretty much it. It's a very, very easy overnight oat breakfast. Prepare it the night before. That didn't take long at all. Have all your ingredients ready. Just put them together in your little jar. That sits in the fridge, and the next morning you have something delicious waiting for you. So I really hope you enjoy that. Do let me know if you have any questions, if you need any feedback. You can tag me and Morley when you make this. We would love to see your creations of this beautiful golden milk overnight porridge. So thank you so much, and I will see you for our last and final episode next week, where we'll be making something sweet, a sweet treat for you. Okay, bye, take care, thank you.